Hey guys, today I'm taking you out on the road, literally. What I'm looking for is, we live in an area where we get street sweepers, and we're lucky enough to get them occasionally cleaned. What I'm looking for is they have a metal brush. They have plastic brushes and then nylon brushes, and then here we go, in metal. Yep, found one already. There we go. Look at that. That's what I'm after, this little baby here. Okay, so what happens is these are spring steel, and yeah, you can see where it's actually worn, where it's actually been hitting the gutter. So I need this for my next project, and yeah, that's where you find them. So if you hear a street sweeper in your area, and you like, this is what we call an arterial road in a council area. What it comes down to is they clean the streets occasionally, and yeah, you'll find these depending on the model street sweeper you get. But yeah, I'll show you what I'm doing with this in a moment. And I'm back. Okay, so this thing, I guess you call it a bristle. It's just like one of the hairs off the brushes, but it's spring steel. It's quite strong. It's worn quite nicely. It's rounded. Oh, let's see if I can focus in. No, it's worn quite nicely there. However, it's got a little bit of a lip on the back, or in metal talk, I guess we call that a burr. So I just need to give that a little bit of a rub on here, and yep, just flatten it down a bit, because yeah, I'll show you in a moment how we're going to do this thing. So here I have a set of handlebars that I have taken off a bike, ready for this video. Now, what do we need to do is we need to get the hardware and slide that down here. So I will need, in this particular case, looks like a Phillips or a flathead there, and an Allen key there, and we'll see how I go with that. Alright, so they definitely wanted to play the game, so that was good. So there was a Phillips head for the gear lever, and that's just a little standard basic gear lever. And the brake handle, that was a 5mm Allen key, that one there. Okay, so what I found with the bike, with the push bikes, is that 5mm is pretty standard, 6mm for something slightly structural, and 4mm for the smaller stuff. And you'll find you'll get 3mm in for some of the later model gear selectors. All right, so now what we're looking at doing is getting this thing off. All right, so here we go. What we're going to do here is we get the appropriate angle, and we're basically just going to slide him in here. Okay, let's see if I can do that one-handed. This will be a bit of a challenge. Never done it this way before. Oh, there we go, straight in. All right, that worked out quite, oh, no, only wants to go halfway in. All right, I'm going to just give him a bit of a wriggle around with both hands. I'll be back in a moment, guys. Okay, wriggling him from side to side like this managed to let me get it all the way in. Now the next thing, we just need to lubricate inside there. So what I'm going to be doing is lifting that up and then spraying a little bit of U-Butte, WD-40 or something similar, in there. And then I'll show you what happens next. Okay, so I've gone and done that a couple of times, and once you get it, you can work your way around and do a couple of different spots. And then what happens is, once you actually get enough lubricant in there, you literally, oh, here we go, this is going to be a bit tricky. There we go, we pull it out. Now, beforehand, I should have showed you, there was absolutely no way you could get that off, not without cutting it. However, now that there's lubricant in there, and also, here we go, look at that, and also that there's no longer a bit of metal in there, what it does, it squishes the lubricant all the way around the actual handle, or the handlebars, and it means you can actually get a little bit of twist going on. If I had been able to get this all the way down to the end, sometimes they come straight off. And look at that, here we go. That there is probably the easiest way I found over the years to get these off. All right. Oh my God, I really need to get my tripod back up and running. All right, so that is how you do it. And then these Come on. There we go. And then these come straight back off. Just excuse me, I'll see who this is. Alright folks, okay, telephone call dealt with, and now these things here, they do occasionally break when you use a lot of force on them. They're spring steel, so they're a little bit brittle. They are very, very strong though. So you use it usually until you lose it. So use it until you lose it, or until you break it. And then you go and find another one. They're not hard to find. As I was explaining before, the arterial roads, or the main feeder roads on council areas. So for us in Victoria, we've got Vic roads, have the state-owned roads. They're the main roads, and then you have all the main feeder roads into the estate, and those are the ones that the street sweepers tend to do on a regular basis, so you've much higher chance of finding them there. Okay, once you get your handlebars to here, you've got to undo this little thing. This is an old school type, and then, let's see if I can do it this way. And you know what? That's actually started to come off. Look at that. Okay. So the gooseneck, or what else we used to call them back in the day? Basically the, I just call them a gooseneck. But yeah, I'm sure they've got a more technical name. You can see that's where, when you tighten up, in this case it's an Allen key, the older ones were a bolt. When you tighten that up, it actually expands that up into the top of the forks of the bike. So when you actually out of alignment, your handlebars and your front wheel don't face the same way. What you do is you undo it, and then what we used to do, we used to hold the front wheel in with our knees, and then we used to turn the handlebar, and then once we got in the right position, just do that back up again. But there, that's how the mechanics work. That's how they actually manage to grip on the inside of the forks and keep them both pointing in the same direction. All right, once I actually pull the rest of that off, now in this particular case, because these handlebars I'm not keeping, I'm being a little bit silly at the moment. I'm going to cut that and then squash that down flat, and this, for example, was a bike frame. Now, this is going overboard. I absolutely admit that this is being a bit silly, but what I do here is I actually break the bike all the way down, flatten it down, and I can fit at least 5 adult bikes in one microwave shell, and it makes it quite heavy, and people are a little bit shocked that I can actually put 5 bikes, and that's including the wheels too, in the actual in one microwave shell. But it's about, with myself, it's about that's just something I like to do. I like to break all the way down. I imagine myself retired, sitting on a farm, a hobby farm, because a real farm, you've got way too much work to do to muck around with scrap stuff. But basically I could see myself doing this on a hobby farm, and getting a pickup, say maybe twice a year, and having like a whole tandem trailer or a big trailer load of microwave shells all full. Because on a farm, what a farmer normally does is they normally put everything they don't need in a pile, and it tends to basically rust away, and before they end up doing anything with it or getting rid of it, because no one really wants to pay to get rid of stuff. But when you actually do that and you squish it all in and put it into little microwave shells, you turn it into an asset. Now, that asset, it's like a micro transaction. It's not worth much. And those of you who have been watching the channel for a while know that I gift mine, or I trade mine, barter it, to Polly Profit, who's got a really awesome channel. You should check it out if you haven't already. And he gives me all sorts of random stuff that he finds on nature strips. And it's just a nice, fun little trade that we do. He gets metal that he can go and take down to the scrapyard and get money for. Because I'm just a very small operation, I don't get enough steel to make it worthwhile, but that's what he does for his bread and butter. So for him, getting microwave containers or microwave shells which are jam-packed full of metal, that's money to him. Right, and that's fine, because he runs a business. He has to worry about all the dramas, and good luck to him. He's doing quite well. Whereas with what I'm doing, this is more about, for me, it's more about processing the stuff that's in my way and stuff I've been given, and my big doom pile I have out the back. And once I've actually got it all processed, I can neatly stack it away, and then it's ready to go. And once that goes, it's a good feeling. It's a very liberating feeling, because folks, what you own ends up owning you. That is such a true saying. And the more that I can get rid of things, the better off I am. It really frees me up to do more and more of the tasks that I want to do, and I need a bit more room to do some bigger projects for you guys. I want to start making some stuff. All right, thanks guys. Hope you like the channel. Hope you like the content. And yeah, put down in the comments if you want anything else. Any ideas, any directions. Yeah, look, I'm up for just about anything as long as it's legal. And as long as I can afford it. Doing it on a budget though, so yeah, basically I'll need to go and source it by finding it or get someone to trade it to me. All right, thanks guys, talk to you soon.